Hey, it's Will and Ian, and we're here in our new live little studio that we built.
It's kind of a big deal.
It's huge, man. We've been trying to put this together for a year.
Literally a year.
We had it in the back of the warehouse, and it was awful. And then we moved it kind of up front into the showroom, and that was awful.
Yeah.
And then we just decided to make the commitment. So we cleaned out an office, and we had to fire a few people because of it. And then we did this.
In all honesty, I lost my office, is what he said.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He's next door now in the drive-up window. But the cool thing is that we're going to try and do this. We got some podcast equipment. We're going to actually start recording some of the things that we're doing, and we're going to bring some guests in. We're going to do a couple different features a month, hopefully, where we can get some unique individuals in that we can talk to, and we're excited about that. We'll start off. We did some cool stuff in the last few months, right?
We've actually been doing stuff. Like it's been good. It's been good to get out and hang out with you guys. Actually be out and be with the people using our products. It's been crazy how many people. Sometimes you forget when you're in the industry all the time. We look at it as it's just bags, and then we run into people such as yourselves, and you tell us, hey, this is what I like about the product, or this is what you could change, and we appreciate that. It's nice to get to hear that from you guys.
Yeah, I think the feedback is really the critical piece for us. In any industry that we've served, we were out at the wind farms last Wednesday, right? And we did a cool tour of a GE site out in Arlington, Oregon, and we got such great feedback from our product users and the testers, and they gave us stuff that we came back with, and we're like, okay, we need to make these changes, we need to fix this, and we need to develop this, right? And so actually going out and doing the activity makes a huge difference for us. So we've been in September. I went to Moab. I spent about 10 days traveling down to Moab, all through Moab and stuff. And well, when I say all through Moab, we barely dented it in the time we were there. But we did some really cool stuff. I took our new tire paint air system with me so I could beat the crap out of it in a really harsh environment. I definitely beat it up, and we found some problems with it that we wanted to edit before we put it into production.
And on that note, because I know a lot of the people that are going to be watching this are going to be hounding, like, where is it? And in all honesty, exactly what he just said. We don't want to put a product out into the wild until it's working correctly, or at least to our standards. We know there's going to be changes that still come from it, right? But if we're catching things this early in the game, we want it to be the best it can be for you.
So stupid me, when I originally designed portions of that, I put in a coil zipper, and I really should have thought about that in a little bit more. And once I actually got out into Moab with that real fine red dust, I found that the zipper became almost inoperable at certain junctions because of the amount of dust that was clogging the zipper. Mm-hmm. So we went to a molded tooth for that, and that changed the pattern. We also changed the way the pattern was built so that it would lay a little better.
Yeah. I
had one of the side painters bounce unhooked on one side. It's still retained because it's got a tether on it, but it was kind of goofy when I went back. I was like, something's wrong with that. And I looked, and the G-hooks had shifted out. Mm-hmm. So we did some goofy, crazy trails that, stupid me, when I planned the trip, I used Gaia, and I thought, I had these routes planned and stuff, and we had 3 vehicles, 4 for a couple days, and we got into some hairy stuff that was way more technical than we expected, and it rocked our vehicles. We had a brand new Ranger with an alu cab on it, the slide-in, mm-hmm. and that thing we thought for sure was going to roll over a couple times. Tacomas did great.
Yeah.
Tacoma.
Tacomas with Super Pacifics. Yeah, they did great.
They did fine. Well, I do think I might have buckled my entire truck on one of the little steps we did. If you watch the video, it looks like the Super Pacific hits the cab of my truck.
Yeah, just a little kiss.
Just a kiss. Yeah. Thank God for the antenna.
Yeah.
But so we got back, and so we tested a whole bunch of products with that. Certain things that I found that I never realized I would love, our 245 mesh buckets. Mm. The bucket set became the most valuable piece of equipment I had the entire weekend. I use the big one up in the tent for all my dirty clothes, all my laundry, me and my wife. And then the small one I used in the Super Pacific in the canopy for all my bungees and all the stuff I needed to grab right when I opened up the latch door.
Yep.
Right?
Those things come in handy all the time. So my wife and I, we have 2 sets of them, and we use the big one for dirty clothes. The small one's exactly what you said. It's all quick reach, kitchen stuff. And then our other big one we have is just for like drying pans and things like that.
Yeah.
There's so many variables. A lot of our customers, they'll shoot us the things that they're using them for. They got designed for this, but then now they're using them for everything. And that's kind of what we love about this industry is it just, you guys kind of transform. We have an idea, you transform it.
I saw one guy with his kids on Halloween using them as candy buckets.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, my kids use the smaller buckets for trick or treat baskets.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. We got to a trunk or treat event, and my wife's like, "Do you have a bag?" And I looked at her and gave her like a silly look, like, "That's my industry." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so didn't even think about it. Pulled those out, and they were great. Yeah.
So just for the record, Ian might have 2 of the most adorable children on the face of the planet. And coming from that ugly dude, I don't know, I'm sure a UPS driver is involved.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They are good looking kids.
Yeah.
So then after that, you were at Expo though. Tell us about Expo.
So while Will was at Expo, myself, Cece, and Lisa went down to Arizona. It was fun. I carpooled down with Wanderlust Overland. Their vehicle was showcased down there, and then we got to show.
They were in long range?
They were in long range fuel tanks. Good. Wanderlust is good people. Long range is good people. It was a great environment down there. I will say those tanks are great. I always was like, those are really expensive, but when we used them going down to Arizona, I saw the value. They're still really expensive, but the value there were some areas, dude, I don't know. I mean, you can take a lot of fuel with you, but there were some times we went long strips that there was not a gas station. And granted, the argument, you can plan around that, but the tanks were cool. We were showcased, though, with Super Pacific. That was a lot of fun. As many of you know, we have a close relationship with Super Pacific. And so we got to be down there, hang out with them.
Love for SP.
That's right.
Good guys. Those are good guys.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun hanging out with them. Let's see, what all went down. There was a lot of good relationships built down there, and
there's going to be some cool stuff coming out of it in the future.
Yeah.
Not yet, but we have a couple of things brewing that we're really excited about.
Yeah, I'll leave it at there was some good things that came from Expo that I think we're going to have our hand in a decent amount. So Expo was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't been to Expo, definitely check out. There's a ton of good YouTube videos on YouTube of walkthroughs. Those events are pretty crazy.
Yeah, I heard a rumor, and you and I talked about this the other day, that Expo may actually expand up to the Pacific Northwest.
Yep. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
Well, I guess the Flagstaff location is overwhelmed, right? It's gotten bigger than what they can handle.
It was ridiculous.
So they may have to add another event or move events or something like that. It was on the Overland Journal podcast actually. Scott Brady talked to the Expo folks, and I can't remember their names, but anyway, it was kind of interesting. I thought it was it'd be kind of cool if it came to the Northwest. And we have great events. We have Northwest Overland Rally, which we have not had for 2 years now.
Right.
I am crossing fingers that our good friend Ray up there will put that back. Ray Highland will put that back on for 22, because honestly, it's probably the funnest event I go to all year.
Yeah.
It is just so much fun. So
makes sense.
Yeah, hopefully, right?
Speaking of fun events, we also, both of us attended Panhandle Rally.
In Idaho.
Yeah, that was a great event.
It was really fun.
It was. The cool thing is it just keeps growing every year, right?
Well, so this is the second year, right? It was way bigger than last year. Different venue. I love the venue. The venue was cool. It was a beautiful field. We had a great farm. They had a nice course there. The boys from Backwoods, four-wheel drive.
We harassed them.
Speaking of which, I call them. There was Joe from the Land Cruiser shop that puts it on, he is one of the most sincere, pleasant people in the world.
Seriously.
Such a good person. And he just puts on a great event. They were so hospitable to everyone.
Yeah.
Unbelievable breakfast at the end of the event on Sunday morning.
Yep.
We had a great breakfast, and then we were able to roll out. We saw, I think there were probably twice as many vendors as they expected show up.
Vendors were just showing up, and Joe was like, I didn't know that they were actually coming. Yeah. So beautiful venue this year, but next year they went afterwards after you and I dipped. Will and I were zonked. Like, we had been traveling for so long, we're like, we gotta get out of here. But a group of the vendors went out with Joe. Yeah. And they did a video actually.
Oh, did they?
Of kind of a snippet of the new spot. Go check out Panhandle's Instagram. They have a video of just some like snapshots put together of them going up. The lodge that's at the new place is freaking nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Joe's just such a good person. I'm so happy to support him in his event. I look forward to next year.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So it's usually right around, it's end of September, first part of October, and that should be really fun.
It will be.
So right after that was SEMA, which we did not attend SEMA, but we had product there. So we had the F-150 in the, I don't know, I think it's Ford.
Hellwig.
It was in the Hellwig.
Yeah,
that's right. It was in the Hellwig booth, had an Overland AT on it.
Yep.
And
they called it the Work Hard, Play Hard theme. And I'm assuming you saw all of what they had going on.
I did. Yeah. I did, yeah.
Pretty
darn cool.
Goals. Like, that thing was sweet.
Yep. So if you notice on the inside of that AT, on the walls are some storage solutions, and we built those in conjunction with Overland AT, predominantly Oregon AT, which is Brent Baker out of Bend, Oregon, one of our dear friends from town here. Just great guy, and we've put together a whole assembly, like a, what do you call it, like a bundle of goods for the Overland AT crowd. They are doing remarkably well, but anyone that has carpeted interior could use those bags.
Oh, so, for sure.
Yeah, it's not just for ATs. Yeah. It's basically if you have a Lear canopy or something like that with carpeted interior, you could use them on that as well. Yeah. So those are available on our site, but you can also buy them through AT.
Yeah. Everyone with a bed rug can use it as well.
Yeah, you're right. That's right.
It's actually perfect. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, shoot, could incorporate some pockets inside any camper if you have the bed rug. But we were also in a couple places down there. So we were in Hellwig. That was cool. And then we were also on Red Ark's truck. That was fun.
Sorry,
you got some nasty on your tea there?
Yeah. A little protein snack.
Yeah, there you go. He's getting lunch and a drink. We were in Red Ark's vehicle. We had actually a decent amount of gear with Red Ark, but the way it was set up, really the only thing that got showcased was the Oscar, just because there's so many people going through there that you don't know if someone's going to grab it or not. And then we also, someone sent me the other day that we were in Last Line of Defense's video. They didn't highlight anything on it because I don't think they knew it was our bag, but we were also in another booth that we didn't even know we were going to be in. So that was kind of cool as well. So we had a presence at SEMA, which was first for us that I know of. Yeah,
I mean, we did some work back in 17, 18 on some products that were there, but nobody would have known that, right?
Yeah.
And you know, in the past, we've always been a manufacturer for other manufacturers, and now that we're actually building our own brand over the last few years and accelerating its, exposure, we're finding that we can get into these places and showcase our stuff just as well with our own brand. And we're telling a good story. I don't like to toot our own horn, but we are in this supply chain crisis with so many people waiting for product coming over from Asia. We're building it here. We are building product in the U.S. and we are hiring in the U.S. and we're trying to keep people employed in the U.S. and keep a circular economy going. The reason we believe in this is obvious, right? We keep our dollars stateside, we keep it local. We believe that manufacturing is becoming a lost art in the United States and we want to revitalize it. Sewing, especially our soft goods skills, the workers themselves are not out in the labor pool. So we are training them to become leaders in sewing again. Right. And it's not an easy task, I'll tell you that. It's not easy what we do. But I'm not whining. I'm just saying that it's kind of a mountain we got to climb to get over. But we've got a lot of traction right now because people are, they want goods, but they can't get them because they're sitting on a container in the middle of Long Beach Harbor or up in the Port of Seattle, and we're bucking that. We're just saying no. And to give you an example, we've had a line that we've made for another market in Asia for the last 15 years. We basically have shut it down now. We're deciding that we're just going to make stuff in the U.S. And so that's our commitment, and we're holding to it.
It just, a lot of, I don't know, it makes it nice that you can say that you made it here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of sums it up, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
now, if we could get some raw materials in, it'd be great, but
that's another issue.
Yeah, that's another issue,
Yeah.
But we're not doing bad.
No,
we're not doing
no.
bad right now. Actually, we've been stocking product, and we just put up another line of Oscars that were run Oscars, and we've got another run of Oscars in the works right now.
Yeah.
We are doing a fun thing with the Oscar for the future, aren't we?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of fun stuff coming.
Yeah.
2022, we have a decent amount of new products coming that we'll actually launch. Like we talked about on the entire Pannier. I mean, our goal was to have that fully developed and put out in October. And we found issues with it, and we're like, you know what, we're just gonna pump the brakes. And I was bummed at first, but now I really don't care. I'm glad that we bumped it. I'm sorry to you guys, but it's gonna be so much better.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to launch it knowing that you might have an issue with it.
Yeah.
So, we did that. We also have an attic that's coming out for your wedge style campers, like a Super Pacific or a Alucab or what's a GFC, Vagabond, any of those that'll work inside of that as well. So it's kind of an overhead storage system. It also holds an iPad, so if you want to watch movies while you're laying up there, you can.
Yeah.
We got some cool stuff coming out. We've got some real basic necessity items too. And it should be a pretty solid product launch here. We got to get through some of these other hurdles that we have. I mean, we got supply chain hurdles and stuff like that. But one thing that we did to help augment our production and to make us more streamlined is we hired Impact Washington. We got a grant awarded to us, which was awesome. And that grant is helping us cover the costs of lean manufacturing training for our entire staff. We are deep into it now. This is month 4 that we've been in lean.
That's crazy. It doesn't feel like we've been in 4 months.
We started August 10th. So we're almost at the end of 4 months. And we have made such significant progress. We're not perfect by any means. We have so far to go. But honestly, when we walk around, we are so excited with the way the warehouse, the manufacturing looks, just our visibility.
It's just cleaner.
It's just cleaner. I mean, everything is better right now. Our purchasing has improved.
Yeah.
Our output has improved. Our visibility into what we're manufacturing has improved.
Yeah.
I think honestly, oftentimes when you're doing lean and you're doing Kaizen events and things like that, people look at it as like it's overwhelming because it's so much.
Yeah.
But it's all these little progress steps that we're making that are making such a huge difference. And so Ian's been awesome with it. He's really dug his heels in and jumped into it, on top of taking care of a lot of other stuff. So he's, pat him on the back because he's kicking ass.
It's been good though. Like I'm glad that, there's days that we don't necessarily get along with it, but I think it's one of those things where when you look now back at where we were, I mean, it's lame, but the only term I can use is it's just a cleaner. Like we're getting the structure in place on things that we didn't even know we needed to really put structure around. Now we're like, so it's been good. It's been tedious, but it's been good, and we have a long ways to go, like Will said. But it just makes us better for you guys, and that's really the only reason we're bringing it up. Is it just makes us more of a refined system, so that we can produce more, so we can get it out to you in a more effective way.
So we did have part giveaway in the Lolo adventure, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, so we were part of that. That was great. They're gonna do like quarterly seasons.
I know.
So
they're ambitious young men.
It takes a lot to put on something like that.
I know.
They got a lot of traction on it. It's been cool. Essentially, it's like one big Easter egg hunt. Is really what it was. That you go and you can camp, and I guess the forestry department even like reached out, or someone that shops there, I don't know, someone from the forestry department told them like that there's a huge influx of people getting out because of it. Like they heard
That's
from
crazy.
multiple, which is cool. I mean, we need to get out more, us included. But
As I sip tea in my lavender sweater.
yeah, Michael's gonna get you for that one. It's cool to be part of that. It's cool. Anytime there's something like that, we want to be part of it. And it's cool to be, so I've been talking to them, they're getting ready to do season 2, I think in January. So we'll be part of that as well. Another great group of guys is Veteran Overland.
Yes.
You got to go be part of that event.
I did.
So how did that go?
I get chills every time I think about the VO events.
Yeah.
Because they're always just real.
Mm-hmm.
They're just real people,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just chilling.
Yeah.
And it was just so nice. And I got out there late because I'd come back from somewhere. I was
You were
in
in
Bend.
Bend.
Yeah, I was in Bend. I came back Friday night, and I got up early Saturday morning, took my brother to the airport, and then I drove straight out to Central Oregon, which is where I was, right?
So I just went back.
Yeah, I just basically went back. I went out, it was out past Fossil, and in a really cool spot, and we camped. I got there, I don't know, it was funny, I got there kind of later in the afternoon, it was like 2:30 or something like that, and I'm driving through this area, and normally with VO, there'll be like a little flag banner or something saying VO this way or something like that. There's nothing, right? I drove right by the camp, and they were right down below me, and I didn't even see them. And there was probably 12 rigs down there, and I didn't even know they were there. I drove right by, I circled it twice, I didn't see anyone. Silly me, right? I was just on the inside road where I couldn't really visibly see them.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point I did pull down, I saw a flag there, but it wasn't the VO flag, it was a different veteran group flag, and I'm like, that's not them.
Yeah.
So I just kept going. So I went down to this other spot, and we were down along the John Day River, and I parked along the river, and I set up camp. I had Maisie with me. I just set up, and I was reading, and I had a campfire going. It was beautiful. I mean, it was just a gorgeous night. So maybe about an hour later, I hear someone coming. And I'm like, well, they're going to be disappointed when they get to, because I'm here, right?
Yeah.
So they come blowing through this hollow, and they get in there, and it's Danny Lopez.
I was gonna say, is it Danny?
And I'm like laughing, and he's like, bro, where you been? And I'm like, oh, man, I'm like, dude, I got a camp all set up and stuff. He's all, break down. So funny enough, I just threw everything in, threw Maisie in the front seat, and I just drove over with the wedge up. I drove just rocking it back and forth. I'm like, well, if it holds up to this, it'll hold up for good, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was I want to say it was almost my 40th night in that for this.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've put a lot of time into that thing.
Yeah.
And kind of weird, but anyway, we camped out that night. They had an awesome event. They had some giveaways. Jason from VO did just an awesome job. He made chili. They did some giveaways. Will was there and kind of marshaled the event. Isaac was there, they did a lot of the work on the trail run that they did that day. I missed that, unfortunately. Probably better that I did, because Maisie doesn't do well in the car.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
to be honest. And that dog was supposed to be my adventure dog.
Yeah.
No, not so much.
No.
She just, I don't know, her anxiety's too high. So,
Yeah.
funny enough, I put my dog on Prozac. All right, I'm not proud of this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not proud of putting my dog on Prozac. But I did it because I wanted to see if I could get her anxiety down, and actually made it worse, so I took her off. So after about 7 weeks, we finally took her off, and now she's back to her wild, crazy self. So it was either one or the other. She was either neurotic, or she's neurotic and neurotic. So I got it either way.
Which one? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They say that dogs are like an image of their owner. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, weird how that is.
Yeah. Dude, you gotta see this mug. Look at this mug.
That was a cool birthday present.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So it says dog person. I never really thought of myself as a dog person until I got this mug.
You are now.
I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool mug.
One of the ladies here, her name is Tam. It's Tam that got it, right?
Tam,
Yeah. She got that for Will.
She's worked for us for
Forever.
25, 30 years.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, before I was even involved in the company, she was at the old company before it turned into LUSB. She's amazing. She comes in and makes Vietnamese food, and it's
killer.
Yeah.
The thing that gets me about her, she always has a smile on her face.
Always.
All the time.
Always. Yeah.
She always says good morning with a big old smile on her face.
She's great. Yeah. Good people.
No, for sure.
So outside of that,
that's us rambling.
Yeah, but we've had a good...
there's a lot to catch up on.
Had a good fall.
We took advice from some of our comments that we should just focus on production and stop filming. So we stopped.
Oh, yeah? Who said that?
Yeah. It couldn't be, what's his name? He goes by, it's like Mikal or something like that. Mikal.
Is that down at Wonder Chump Overland?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mikal.
yeah.
Mikal.
If you guys want a really good overlandy experience, go down to Wonder Chump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, on a serious note, they're good. We have banter with them that we like to throw back and forth.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Actually,
Hashtag
if you guys
life.
pay attention, we have banter with everyone. We make it sound like it's one group.
Let's put it this way: if you want to work with us, you better banter.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna force you into it. We've now forced Jeff into it, and he now has embraced it from Veteran Overland.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. T-shirt money, dude.
T-shirt money, bro.
Yeah.
Have you seen that van?
Yeah.
Come on. We got a van.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We got a van. And so now it's been great. We're able to transport all our stuff around. It's not like Jeff's van, but we're able to transport stuff around, which is a big step for us, which
sounds silly.
It sounds lame, but it's cool because we can haul stuff around.
I mean, honestly, we had a 1995 Dodge Caravan. We were cruising stuff around in.
Yeah.
That thing's going straight to the gambler.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. But anyways, stay tuned. We're going to try to pick up more, get some more content going on our YouTube and on our Instagram, just so you guys can kind of see what we're doing. Our content's just going to kind of take a revamp on stuff. So.
Yeah, and the website too.
Website's going through a revamp. That's about it.
Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you. We'll try and do this as often as we can.